right. Welcome to Enemies of Reality Bites. Winona Ryder's and Ben Stiller's tribute to Nevermore.
Damn. That's pretty good. Okay. You want to hear mine?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing but a good timeless winter. A tribute to Poison and Into Eternity.
Oh man, that's okay. That's a deep cut.
How about
I'll take that and I'll raise you the Jackson 5 Magics.
No. Gotta come up with that.
No, leave it. Oh, come on, fire it. I know you got another one in you.
I'll leave it. Okay.
Leave one in the
do
chamber.
one on the spot?
Give me one in the chamber.
Oh. Okay. Oh. All right. The Police Tate.
What, like Jeff Tate runs the
A tribute to the Police by Jeff Tate.
Oh, okay.
The Police.
Oh.
The Police Tate.
Actually, honestly, that would probably sound really good.
It would.
Like Jeff Tate singing in The Police.
All right. Yeah. No.
That's interesting.
It's a tribute.
That's interesting.
Well, there's other avenues it could be.
Actually, he'd probably make a lot of money in a Police tribute.
Sure.
He'd play concert pub.
Oh God, they
The
love
Police Tate. They would, dude. That would make a lot of money.
God, they love the Boys in Blue.
Yeah.
I have a present for you.
Wait, another one?
I got a little car for you.
Wow. You got me the same one last time.
But we're filming this again.
No. I thought you got me this one last time.
But that's a new car. It's a new car, the same. Because I know you love that car so much.
Oh, you just want so two.
Yeah.
Is it cool if I take the other one out of the box so I don't damage the value and play with it? Because I kept the other one in the box because I don't want to damage the value.
I want you to be playing with it.
Okay, I'm gonna play with it
a lot. No, because if you buy something for somebody and they really like what you got them,
you buy them the same thing.
Yeah. Why are you gonna mess it up if you already know what they like? Just keep buying it.
I bought my friend the Last Exhorter album twice. I bought it. He's like, I liked it. And, I was like, well, here's another copy.
In case it breaks or you can listen to it. You can have it.
It's only $10.99 on Amazon Prime. So,
hey,
plug. All right. So, what are we talking about today, buddy?
We're talking about a really great band.
Yeah.
That meant a lot to me, and I think it meant a lot to you too.
It meant a lot to the metal community.
These guys were kind of flying the flag of metal in a time when metal was looking kind of bleak.
But more importantly, they were doing it in a way that was unique. Once again, we rhymed. We should have been rappers.
In another time.
Maybe in an alternate universe, like, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like
a
Star Trek thing.
Yeah. And you're bald and I have hair. Yeah.
That would be whack.
Yeah, it would be. So we were trying to rank these.
Yeah.
And it's really tough, and it brings up a lot of discussions, right?
You had a tough time doing it.
Now, you're not seeing all these beautiful Nevermore albums laid out on the table here, but there's two distinct eras, right?
Yeah, so we have 4 right here, and 4 right here. And so these are the first 4, and these are this. Sure.
Self-titled.
Go ahead and do that, and we bookends Dreaming Now in Black.
Yeah, In Memory.
The Politics of Ecstasy.
Yeah.
That's my there.
I think it's actually the other way around, buddy.
Oh.
Yeah. Foolish. Poser alert. Metal card.
Too many beers in there.
Yep. All right, so there's 2 distinct eras here. The 6-string 90s era, and then the 7-string 2000s era. The other difference is the production techniques. Obviously, in 90s you have Neil Kernan doing a lot of the work. Not on the first one.
Yeah.
And the first one's actually was recorded separately. Like half of the tracks are with one drummer and then half the tracks are with the band. Was the first drummer Mark Arrington?
No. Yeah, I think his name was Mark, but it's not the Metal Church drummer.
Oh yeah. See, that Seattle thing.
And take that.
What? Yep. Okay. Yep. Oh, we're fine. Ball in my car. All right. So, kind of these albums going tit for tat are really tough. Trying to rank them, but let's try to do this.
Yeah.
Can we attempt to do this?
Let's just see, because guys, the story is we tried to do this and we just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
We saw ourselves running into the same issues, so we just decided let's do it on
Let's
air.
hash it out.
Let's hash it out.
Obviously,
So we're gonna do the last one.
The last one, Obsidian Conspiracy, the band was, kind of experiencing some friction at the end. They gave us one last album. There's some cool. I really like the chorus for Emptiness Unobstructed on this. The chorus for Moonrise was really cool too. So there's some really cool song titles and lyric
There's
ideas.
some good parts.
Jeff Loomis is always a master. We know that. But this is kind of at the end. Now here's where things get tough because In Memory is an EP,
Yeah.
and it feels a little unfair to compare an EP to a full length.
Although we are putting an EP before the last album.
Well, but look at the songs that are.
But
on
I
this.
agree. I do agree.
Optimist or Pessimist, Matricide.
Yeah, that's a great environmental.
That's the best tree hugging song I've ever heard in my life. And then the title track In Memory, which is that's probably one of the best World End choruses ever. Right?
Yeah. And we got two covers.
And we have Silent Hedges and Double Dare by Bauhaus, which is, for me, was really cool because I grew up on that band, for those who don't know. I mean, very early I was turned on to that.
Little Bow Wow House. There we go. That's my real one.
Alright, and then The Sorrowed Man, another one of these great World End ballads. So this is a really dark, grungy, man, I want to just go back in time to 96 and hang out in the cemetery with
This
some goth
production
chicks.
is heavy as hell, man. And I do love this early Andy Sneap production, but this Neil Kernon 90s production is just...
Did Neil Kernon do that one?
I think this is the first Neil Kernon. Yep. I can verify.
Comment below if you know.
Go on. Well,
All
I'll
right.
try and...
Oh, you can read.
Got liner notes, dude.
Yeah. Do you need a monocle?
I only have one contacted right now.
Okay.
So I have a monocle at all times.
Okay, gotcha.
But nobody knows.
The monocle is the feature.
You guys know that I have one contacted.
What if you only got LASIK in one eye?
If only one eye sucks, then what's the point?
No, but what if both eyes suck, but you can only afford one?
Do what you can.
Just make a super eye.
Like payments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Recorded in Tornillo, Texas. You even know where the hell that is?
I think it's out by El Paso is where they did these.
Yes, recorded and mixed by Neil Kernon. Okay. So
Awesome.
This is the first Neil Kernon production.
So that would be the next one.
Okay, so we have
After this, things
Obsidian
get tough.
In Memory.
For me,
Yeah, where are you going?
I don't want to say Enemies of Reality. It's almost maybe a toss-up between
I would
first
say that one.
and Enemies of Reality. Now, this first album grew on me more and more and more over time.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate, this came out in 95, and it's, people always want to say, well, Alice in Chains was actually kind of a metal band, and Soundgarden was more of a hard rock band. Nevermore was a metal band amidst all that in Seattle, so I think they had the
this
brooding...
is off the Ashes of Sanctuary.
But also, there's a Seattle sound. Whether it's grunge or not, whether you want to call it, which is a stupid name, it just sounds like a marketing term. There's a Seattle sound because it's fucking raining all the time.
It's a depressing place to be.
It's raining, and then there's,
It's a depressing place to live.
It's just, it has that vibe. It's the killing, that kind of thing.
Great show.
Yeah, and but there's some great songs on here. Garden of Grey. This is also, Nevermore's is this odd one thing that makes them unique is World End's lyrics, and there's a lot of drug songs. There's a lot of Timothy Leary, a song called Timothy Leary.
So, okay. Well, what do you think are we going to put lesser? Because these are like tied to me.
Enemies of Reality.
Is there, what's a Nomenon? But it's a cool song.
Nomenon is cool. It's
Yeah.
very, very reminiscent of like Rage for Order, Queensryche, like New Regal or something.
See, personally, I would put Nevermore title track a little lower than Enemies of Reality.
Yeah.
Only because of like maybe hurting words.
Well, I like that song, but I love, okay. Because this has Never Purify, Tomorrow Turned Into Yesterday.
I Voyager.
Who Decides? All those 3 songs should have been hits.
Yeah.
Hits.
Yeah, but like,
especially in the 90s.
Man.
But instead Slipknot had the hits.
Seed Awakening and I Voyager, like.
Yeah. So
I Voyager has some great lyrics too.
Yeah. So Nevermore, and I saw someone reference this talking about the video for Awaken Unto Darkness. There's definitely some I Voyager vibes in that.
I don't think that was intentional, but that's cool.
Yeah.
I'll take that. That
So,
was definitely not intentional.
Let's say
by the producer.
Nevermore, Enemies of Reality.
So
Remixed and remastered.
Yes.
Let's
be sure to get that version. Be
yes.
sure to get that version. Do not get the Kelly Gray version.
Yes.
The guy ruined Queensryche and
they saved themselves, but it was a hard comeback. All right, so now
what do we got?
It feels. This is obvious, I think, after this point.
Yeah.
But this is such a heavy album. It features Pat O'Brien from Cannibal Corpse, which who knows what he's up to these days.
Did you?
No, remember he had like his whole house caught on fire because he was all nutted out, and
Oh my God.
and he had all the armaments. He's a Florida man.
I thought that some other Nevermore guitar player died.
Tim Calvert.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, but we're not at that album yet.
R.I.P.
Yeah, but I forgot about that, and that sucks, man.
Reality.
We as we get to the end of this, the tragic story of
The
Nevermore will unfold.
Reality.
Yeah. Politics of Ecstasy, though. I mean, named after a Timothy Leary book. The first song, Seven Tongues of God. I think.
So are you putting Politics below Godless Endeavor?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Because that's a toss-up for me. Because once
No, this is another toss-up.
these are the toss-ups.
This is another toss-up.
And it's funny because this is later in the 2000s. This is earlier in the 90s.
This is
And these are my
97,
toss-ups.
Yeah.
Between Politics and Godless, and then later these are my other toss-ups.
Well, it's a really toss-up in production style to what you like. I think okay. This is what I'll say. I can definitely say this.
Are we making any sense?
Yeah. As a fan of lyrics.
Just fucking bitching. But
As a fan of lyrics.
Yeah.
Right. This is my favorite.
I'm putting this favorite for me too.
Lyrically, this is my favorite.
I'm putting this favorite for riffs and songs and vocals.
But this is the difference between you and I. As a guitar nerd,
yeah, this is the one.
Steve Smythe and Jeff Loomis, this is the guitar album.
I know
you
that.
are a guitar
I know
player.
that.
Yeah.
I know that.
But what goes down on this album is sick.
But to me, this is heavier.
No, I do think this is heavier. A lot of people would say this is heavier, but this is heavier to me. And lyrically, I mean, look, there has never been probably, you know who would love this album? You know who would put this album number 1? Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan.
This is the DMT album.
God, I wish World Dane was alive to be on the Joe Rogan podcast, because that would be the greatest. If you thought Tool had their third eye open, this is 4 eyes.
Joe's not a
man.
metal guy, man.
Hey, no, he likes his basic metal.
He likes Aerosmith.
He likes his he's Bastin. Bastin.
Come on,
you got Aerosmith. All right, but I'm just saying, this album. Oh man, I'm just gonna say, when you ingest certain substances, you will understand this album on different levels. And even if you look at the artwork,
I've understood this album stone cold sober, and I love it.
Seven Tongues of God has some weird Lost. Why should I come down? From here, I can see forever.
42-147 was my pit. Oh, maybe not. I should say that.
yeah. You're gonna have to cut that one out.
No, I'm kidding. But I've used it for some pins.
Oh, on another note,
not my big pin.
When we talk about lyrically,
so are we saying? Are we?
Yeah.
Is that
we're
okay?
putting that, yeah.
So
because
we're
lyrically,
Godless.
actually,
No, but we got to talk about Godless first.
Sure. But oh yeah, and then so it's a little awkward. Okay, that we went on this, but
wait, did we talk about everything?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but we need to talk about Godless before we put it.
Sure. Oh, I need a partner. Okay. So
Not editing-
I was hoping
not-
that would be loud.
I'm not editing that out.
I was hoping it would be a thunderous one, you know, but
It's mild.
yeah.
I'll let you report on the smell. Is it a stinker?
Oh yeah.
I don't smell anything yet.
Anyway, the Tiananmen Man.
That's a great heroic song.
That's apt to today.
What, like North Korea?
China. You know? 23 years ago, a song like that really holds. That's why it edges over this great
Yeah, but there's
monster. Can we talk about the artwork?
What do you have to say about it?
It's my favorite Nevermore
What do you have
cover.
to say about the artwork?
Hugh Sun from Rush.
Guys, it's a stinker.
Oh, it just made its way.
It's a stinker.
Cool. Just wait till I hit that whiskey bottle.
Woo.
So here, the artwork on this is really excellent. This is actually Hugh Sun's daughter who did the art. It's an old portrait of her from the 70s, and he
very unhappy.
superimposed among this. And if you notice, reference-wise, it bears a resemblance to Into the Mirror Black, which I believe has the same old man from the
Fate's Warning?
Megadeth and Fate's Warning, I think, which is also Hugh Sun, right?
But it's not the guy in Refuge Tonight, is he?
No.
But there is an
That's
old man.
that's a drawing.
He does look like that old man.
It's a drawing. Maybe that's the
That-
point.
that old man
Yeah,
does
maybe
look like
that's
him.
the point. Yeah. Maybe it's all old white men look alike. You know, after his.
Well, that's racist.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Oh yeah. Okay. I apologize to myself. All right. So yeah, but there's killer songs on this. Born, Final Product.
Yeah.
My Acid Words. Sentient Six is a
I
monster.
love Sentient Number 6.
Sell My Heart for Stones is one of the world's best ballads.
Future Uncertain are reused lyrics, actually. If you
From
have,
World Unborn.
Yes, which is a great song.
Which is actually one of my favorite Nevermore songs.
I know. Yeah, actually, I prefer World Unborn.
Well, here's the thing about World Unborn. That is my favorite Jeff Loomis guitar solo.
Is he
Ever.
on that one?
Well, yeah.
Okay. That's 1992.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love World Unborn, and it's the same lyrics.
But-
So it's cool to see them reused, but I
Sure.
honestly, it's a good song, Future Uncertain, but I prefer World Unborn.
I like both though.
Yeah.
But now, as a guitar nerd, and guitar nerds everywhere, if you're not familiar with the duel that goes down on the Psalm of Lydia between Steve Smythe and Jeff Loomis. Stephen Smythe.
And Jeffrey.
And Jeffrey. Stephen and Jeffrey. Oh man, it's just, this was a new bar. This really, I mean, being a guitar player, I was 17 when this came out. It really felt like if you can't play like that, then you should not even be making metal records with solos. At the time, it really felt like that. This Godless Endeavor, is that their longest song? 9? Yeah, that's their longest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's just a monster. We talk about a great song with no chorus, that's one of them.
Yeah.
You know?
You're right about that. There
Yeah.
isn't really a chorus.
Nope. Godless Endeavor.
Okay.
Great
So
album.
we had that, and we talked about politics.
Yep. Talk about politics. Now. Ooh. The main event. The main event. Cage match. No holds barred.
And it's weird that we have the same.
It's always against
We have
Sneap versus Kernan.
we have the same.
7 versus 6.
But this is 99, 2000, and we just went against 6 and 2005.
Yeah.
Like, well, we had the same hangups.
It's the same dilemma. Well,
But we
this is,
rank these higher, obviously. And that's
Well, yeah.
yeah.
I would say the thing about Dead Heart, this is my feelings towards Dead Heart. And, you know, I don't know how the band feels. As a fan, I'm very bitter about this album in a way. Because I really felt like this album should have been the Black Album for the 2000s. I feel like the blueprint for Millennium Metal is this album. I feel like it should not have been marketed towards the metal community as much as it should have been marketed towards that buzz rock. You know, like you could have sold songs like Heart Collector, Insignificant, Believe in Nothing to Seether fans.
Yeah.
You can't.
No, you're right, though.
Like, I don't see why you can't sell
Correct.
that to them. You know, narcosynthesis is going to be a little bit tougher. Title track, Engines of Hate is a little tougher.
These guys don't buy CDs even. They don't. They
you know,
MP3s now.
But the strange thing about this album, I remember when it came out, even though I wasn't really familiar with
Nothing.
them. Yeah,
that's a hit.
I wasn't really familiar with them, but I remember my first example of Nevermore coming into my consciousness was actually when I went to see Styx in 2000, and I saw like 4 different dudes with Dead Heart shirts.
No, you saw Dennis DeYoung, right?
No, I did not. This was
Oh,
right.
okay.
This is I
But
was
you
the
have
first
seen Dennis
time.
DeYoung
I have not seen Dennis
Oh,
DeYoung
shit.
ever. Yeah. So I've only seen that later Styx line. That was the first tour with them.
Mhm.
So yeah, but I remember, because
That's a great lineup. We're not.
but I wasn't aware of modern metal really. In my eyes, seeing this, it was obviously a new band. Like, I assumed Nevermore was this new big band.
Yeah.
And it's so funny to go all these years down the road and realize, no, they're this greatly underappreciated band.
Yeah.
You know, that was always kind of in this purgatory of like, are they gonna break into that? Maybe the same way like UFO would be if they were a modern band.
Now, guys,
you know?
this is the Sound of Silence cover.
Yeah.
There's other bands I don't even need to talk about.
Talk about that. I'm gonna get that whiskey bottle.
Done this bullshit, but it's not a. It's only a lyrical cover, but it's done so badass, man. Actually, the beginning does start out similar to the original Sound of Silence. But that's it.
It's just a little reference, yeah. And he did he did the same thing with Patterns on his solo album, Patterns by Paul Simon. And Timothy Leary has a little bit of that too, because Moody Blues had a song called Timothy Leary, so there's sometimes he kind of does those lyrical
How about
references.
we talk about both of these before we put them down?
Yeah. So this album obviously is a killer, but then we've got kind of like the golden goose here.
Now these are actually back to back. So this came out the album prior to Dead Heart, and it signifies the change between the production techniques and the guitars moving the 7 strings on Dead Heart. So this is the last 6-string album, and this is a concept album.
Yeah, and it features Tim Calvert from Forbidden on guitar.
So what is the concept? Can you describe the concept?
It's really probably for, concept albums, there's a lot of different kinds, and most concept albums are not based on personal
The
stories.
hand coming out of the water kind of tells you what it's about.
It's a really heavy personal story. It happened to Worrell. He had an ex-girlfriend that got involved in a cult, and apparently the cult kind of turned her against him, and he's some satanic, influence or some negative influence.
So he never heard from her again.
And
he never knew what happened to her.
Yeah, he started having these dreams, and apparently, didn't the information come out that she was murdered or something like that? I think it came to. I think
much later on.
Like later on.
Much later on.
I feel like I've seen it to the news.
But the thing is that he never knew.
Yeah.
She just disappeared from his life. He never knew. So what is he going to think? And he started having dreams that she was calling his name from the bottom of a lake.
Yeah.
And that's why we have this cover, this album cover, this hand reaching out of the water. That's pretty intense. Anyway, let's talk about the songs.
Yeah. So, man. For this album, we were talking about riffs earlier. We were talking about how this, riffs are great on the guitar playing is great on this. Lyrics are really awesome on this. Man, sometimes you look at song titles on the back of the disc and you think of the choruses, you think of where the song title hits or something like that. There's so many songs. When I look at this, I think of the riffs. I look at songs like Poison God Machine. I just hear that. Oh, my favorite. I mean, there's so many little cool things. I Am the Dog, Death of Passion, the title track, Dreaming Neon Black.
Love the title track.
That could be on Dirt.
Love
Alice in
the title
Chains.
track.
That's just amazing.
All Play Dead.
Yeah, All
Oh
Play
my
Dead, The
God.
Lotus Eaters.
That's such a great song.
Cenotaph, No More Will.
No More Will. God.
You know, I mean, God, this album is just a monster.
This is my favorite album. And it's probably no secret what I'm gonna choose.
Yeah. and that's I'm gonna agree with you.
Yeah. So we
Dead
actually
Heart-
had the same order.
I would say commercially, if you know, maybe if you check out, maybe this is the best first one to check out. Because
I
this
don't
is
know what you're into.
This is
but-
is I think this is more of like artistically the best.
Yeah.
This is probably the best in terms of like selling the band.
I don't even if you just know the loose concept of this album, you don't even have to read the lyrics.
You'll get the vibe that
this album is so emotional.
Yeah.
And you can feel it, and it's not in a fucking lame way.
Yeah, no, it's really and it's still really heavy.
Yeah,
that's important.
The production and the emotion is fucking heavy as hell.
And the ballads that are on here are really dark and kind of cold, and there's not.
It feels.
They're not power ballady or anything like that.
I get like such a feeling on the Dreaming Neon Black title track like that. To this day, I get chills when I listen to that song, man.
Yeah.
I get chills. Just I can feel it.
Yeah.
This is a great album. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. And that's why I'm ranking it number 1 and Nevermore.
I'm agreeing with you. Okay, so Dead Heart number 2. Dreaming Neon Black is the jewel in the crown.
Yeah.
All right.
Do it.